All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. This is Jeff from Fluent American, and we're being joined by a very special guest, my man
Me.
Matthias.
How's it
Hi.
going?
Matthias, can you introduce yourself really quick? Anything of note?
He said 95% of it. My name is Matthias, and that's it. But yeah, my name is Matthias. I'm a poet, comedian, content creator, photographer from Columbus, Ohio. I am a Columbus born and raised individual. I love telling jokes, and yeah, those are the things about me.
That's a great intro. Yep. So that's what our goal today is. We're going to be basically saying jokes in American English, helping you try to pronounce them correctly, but also deliver them as effectively as possible, which will be a little bit difficult because these jokes are horrible. But these are also jokes that many people have heard before. So that way, when you say them, or at least you should be familiar with them, because at some point, if you interact with people in American English enough, you're probably going to hear them. And sometimes, people like, you're with your friends and one way or another it comes up, like people start just sharing horrible jokes, and you want to have something that you can bring to the conversation, maybe, or not. So we have a lot of bad jokes. A lot of these are considered what are called dad jokes. But how would you describe what is a dad joke?
I think a dad joke is like any joke that like after you get done with the punchline, if like you hear the like that sound, I live for that sound. That's
Yes.
my
Yes, or for instance, like you get hit with the like the mad boom and things like that. It's like
yeah,
stop.
pour it on. Yes, it feeds me.
That's always a good sign. You get the groan, or you get like the hand and the palm, especially if you're married, like my wife. Whenever I say a joke,
Yeah,
that's pretty much the response.
and then
I
they
get.
just tell you, please leave from the Marriott hotel.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can now no longer stay here.
yeah. That's the best part of being married is you can tell jokes and stay married.
They can't do anything about it.
It's so much harder to leave. It's
I
so much
worked
harder
into
to
my
leave.
vows.
So what
You
are
can't
the
leave.
right? Well, let me share my screen. And by the way, if you've been to our live streams before, let us know. It's great to have you back. And if this is your first time, then it's great to see you here for the first time. Be sure to say hey. Um, so again, we're going to talk about how to say jokes. I've started us off with perhaps the one of the first jokes that people learn. You learn it when you're like 2 years old, maybe. I'm sorry, I have to start here.
There
Matthias,
we go.
how would you say this joke?
That's so okay. Do you want me to just okay? So
Do it.
everybody,
Do it.
I'm gonna set the setting. Okay.
Do it.
First of
Do
all,
it.
you're hanging out with your friends. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's having a good laugh. You know what I'm saying? Who the heck knows why or what's going on? And you want to make sure that you have something to add to the mix, because if everybody else is laughing at this, I'm gonna name him Tim. Tim is over there. He's having a good laugh, roast session. So you'd be like, oh, hey guys, hey, why did the chicken cross the road? And clearly everybody leans in because this is
Like,
this
yeah.
is what? Why would a chicken cross? Why would they do that? The suspense. You wait for the suspense to really, and then to get to the other side.
And if you're lucky, no one throws anything at you.
Yeah, if you're lucky, they don't actually throw a literal chicken at you.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. I like what you did there. So this is a very common joke format. You like, why does someone or something do this? The key part after that, after you say the question, is to pause. You have to give your listener a moment to think about a response.
Oh yeah.
If you're nice, maybe you'll even let them guess. You don't want to let them guess for this joke because they're all going to know it, but they're going to
Yeah.
steal your thunder, or they're going to give you horrible answers. But yeah, and then do the punchline. And I like what you did with the punchline too, because you changed the pitch, right? Like, why did chicken cross the road? So then usually, like, for the next part, you might go a little higher, or you might go a little lower. You need to make it stand out. So you can't do the same thing as you did for the question. So like, to get to the other side, why did a chicken cross the road? To get to the other side. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's kind of like if you think about it, like if you're watching like a basketball game and you kind of see like a point guard, he's not gonna like if he's running down court and he's trying to lose his defender, he might change his speed, change his momentum, or like kind of shift his momentum to the other side because you're trying to throw the person off kilter, and like you're doing it with the fact of the punchline, but you're also doing it with how you throw the punchline, and that way the
100%.
person's not they're kind of thrown out of their rhythm. It makes it funnier that way.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Also, this is also a key thing for like stressed words. Play with your pitches. Try to add some emotion to what you're saying. Try to have a variety. Don't say everything at the same pitch. Like if you say, "Why did the chicken cross the it's already the joke. It's a horrible joke, so you need any help you can get. And if you're gonna just kind of keep things flat, no enthusiasm, no energy, it's doomed. It's going to fail. Yeah, but this is probably the most. Everyone knows this joke. This is probably the most common joke you can say in English.
Is there any other ways that you would say that Did you say the punchline? Because you can kind of like go into it like really, really fast. But is there any other kind of way that you might separate it?
That's a good question. So for instance, like I said before, this is a horrible joke, and a lot of times if you're saying a bad joke, you can still make it work depending on how you deliver it. So like if you know everyone knows the answer or like anything like that, you can kind of express some uncertainty. You could be like to get to the other side. That the smile at the end is the key part. Like side, like gotta kind of tilt the head a little bit. Yeah. Oh God, speaking of chickens and things like that, Matthias, did you have any thoughts? I always thought this is a really simple
what came first,
answer,
the chicken or the egg?
It has to be the egg. Like, how could it be that doesn't make any sense? Like, how could it ever be
okay,
evolution occurs in the next generation.
But that's not like evolution though. The egg going in becoming the chicken is not the evolution of the chicken, because it is the growth. Like if that was the case, then every egg that becomes a chicken you would consider to be evolution. I would think the chicken had to come first, because where did the egg come from?
We'll have to agree to disagree. You're right. It's not like every single time there's a mutation, but the mutation occurs in the next generation. I would argue.
Right. But then I'm saying like the egg would have to have been produced though.
So you're saying it's less like the chicken inside of the egg is the.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of different factors. Like, I think an egg in the wilderness is a very vulnerable thing. You know what I mean? Like if you just have a chicken inside of an egg in the wilderness, it's a very vulnerable thing. So I'm also thinking that, the mechanism of a chicken protecting the egg until the egg becomes a baby chick, and then protecting the baby chick until it becomes a chicken or a rooster or what have you. Like that seems like it makes sense.
Okay, we'll let you decide. People watching, let us know what you think.
I was
first.
There.
Black Knight is arguing that nothing came first. That's the only way I can imagine reading that.
I respect that.
And of course, we're going to the Big Bang. This is for being such a bad joke. We're getting mad philosophical. This is taking a very different direction than I anticipated.
Get to the center of like the meaning of all life just because of this joke. Like this is the joke that solves.
But I'm for it. But I'm for it. We can have these discussions. Okay. This next one, you do need to have some American English like pulp culture if you're familiar with Will Smith and the show he was on. You read the last one. I can read this one. How can you find Will Smith in the snow? Follow the Fresh Prince. But
yeah.
Oh, I think I actually have that. Look at that. Like, yeah. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So man.
So this is, of course, the reason this joke works at all is Will Smith started in a show, obviously called The Fresh Prince, and
you were actually Philadelphia born and raised as well. So
yes, he was a distant neighbor, although he was a little bit before my time. But I am from Philadelphia, towards the west side of Philadelphia, and Will Smith also grew up on the west side of Philadelphia. In terms of the city,
typically the playgrounds is where.
I'm not getting into that. But Prince and Prince, they have the same sound but different meanings. I always forget like homonyms and homophones. I forget which one is which, but it's one of those.
Yeah. I think it's homonyms, right?
I don't want to commit.
That's fair.
How would you say this?
How, like the punchline?
The whole thing. The whole thing.
All right. Hey guys. So how can you find Will Smith in the snow? Follow the Fresh Prince.
Perfect. Yeah.
You know, my delivery is just a little, you know,
exaggerated, but good.
I think I'm trying to like throw off like the scent a little bit. So I'm just like, I'm kind of highlighting the snow and not necessarily the subject, so that when I'm actually giving the punchline as a joke, you're like, oh, look at that.
I actually like that strategy. Yeah. Cause it's like, Will Smith becomes the afterthought. The emphasis comes on the snow, but you need the Will Smith information for the next part. So that kind of it distracts your reader for a bit. So then or your listener. So then they're like, oh yeah, actually you said Will Smith, so that makes sense.
Do you ever like kind of build like, so you take like something like this very simple, like this kind of like the question answer format, but then you kind of build maybe a narrative on top of it to kind of make it like a little bit richer, so that people, I think a part of the punchline is like when people feel like they wasted their time.
Oh, for sure.
I love that. I love that when you like kind of
like
a 10-minute narrative, and yeah, that's your thing. You have like this 10-minute narrative, and then it's just like very simple, like, oh my gosh, like,
yeah, like a joke that could have been 1 minute, but you've expanded into a 10-minute odyssey.
Yeah,
you know, you're in that, and you know, your audience likes that too, because they become committed to it. You know, listeners, people like stories. The human mind is wired for stories. So if you can find ways to incorporate a joke into a story, even if people may hate the joke itself, like they'll be with you for the most part. You know?
They'll forgive it, because they'll be like, okay, I understand what happened just now.
Yeah. What's next? So many options for this one. So many options. Okay. So the first one is probably the most standard. Okay, it's like kind of like, what's a pirate's favorite letter? The first one, so there's different levels to this. Like the first grade, like elementary school answer to this, like if you ask this to a kid, the answer that the kid's going to give you is probably going to be R, because in American English, pirates say R. Okay.
I heard that was like a fable. I heard that's like pirates.
It's probably not true at all. Yeah, I seriously doubt that. Yeah,
I was like Pirates of the Caribbean. Just
it's kind of just pirate mythology. Just adding that. Yeah. Okay. So now we can take this up a level. So if you're telling this joke, and this actually even will work for adults, because not all adults will know this joke. So if you want to tell this joke to adults and get a laugh, instead of saying R, or ask this. So what you can do is go up to an adult and say, hey, what's a pirate's favorite letter? And they're going to roll their eyes and they're going to be like R. And you're going to be like, aha, you think it's the R, but it's really the C. C being the play, of course, on the letter, but also C being the water. Okay?
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that, Matthias? How you say that or anything?
No, I like it. No, I think I'd play it off a little bit more. So I'd be like, you know, what's up, pirate? Because you're probably gonna get the same answer, because people hear that a lot. So you're probably gonna get the same answer. You're like, what's a pirate favorite letter? Like R. I mean, you think it'd be the R, but it's really the C.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I kind of just kind of flip. Kind of flip the sense stress on that. I'd be like, I'm kind of flippantly kind of disregarding it almost.
Yeah. I think the key thing with this is you have to let the other person say R first. But I have some people know this joke though. Some people have heard it. You think it's the R, but it's really the C. Some people have heard that. So I'm going to give you another alternative that's not included here as a bonus. Any ideas what it is, Matthias?
I think it's the R, but it's really the C.
I'm gonna type it in the chat box so you guys will have this.
Man,
in the
I
comments.
don't know.
Give me one moment. I'm almost there. So dramatic. While I'm typing this. Like what you're hearing. Let us know by liking and subscribing.
That's a good question. Yeah, I don't know what another one.
Here it is. You think it's the R, but without the P, he would be irate.
I like that.
Yeah, that's your bonus. That's your bonus joke for today.
That's actually pretty solid.
Yeah, it's not a bad joke.
That's not a bad joke at all.
It's all downhill from here. All the other jokes are horrible, but
that's actually a really smart. I don't think I've heard that before. So like, that's good.
Hey, look, guys. So we have some new ones here. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so we got some love for this one. So again, you have some alternatives. So whatever answer your audience gives you, whoever you tell this to gives you, you have something to play off of. If they give you R, you can do the one thing. If they give you the thing is to R, but it's really to C, then you can give the other one. Okay, so you have some flexibility here.
I like that. I like the options.
That's all we're trying to do. Just give you some options. All right. Unfortunately, like I said, it goes downhill from here. But Matthias, could you read this one for me? Yeah.
You go. Why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9.
Perfect. Yeah.
That's
classic. It's a horrible joke.
Yeah. 7 is a terrifying number, though. Why does it do that at the corner? No less.
Actually, I did see another math joke late. I don't know. I don't think I included it. I'll post this in the chat box too. Why was 2 afraid of? Oh no, it wasn't why I was 2 afraid. Well, why didn't 2? Again, this is what happens when you try to think of jokes that you heard, but you're like, how did it go? Why didn't 2 talk to 4? So I think it's something like this.
Why didn't 2 talk to 4?
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't 2 talk to 4?
And if you're in the comments, if you're watching with us, why didn't 2 talk to 4?
Man, this is tough. Why wouldn't 2 talk to? I've never heard this one before. So
okay.
Okay. So why? Yeah, I don't know. I give up.
The answer is he was shy. He was too squared.
Oh my God.
I can't do this. I can't do the underscore thing.
That is horrible. That's so bad.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty good too.
Oh man,
because he was too squared. Squared. Again, I can't. In the chat box, I can't do the 2 squared symbol. Squared versus scared. People who are unaware of the math term.
Yeah, that requires you to know a little bit of math too. I like that.
Yeah, very minimal math, but still some. Yeah,
very minimal, but it's there. Yeah. That's fair.
Anyways,
okay, I figured it was. I knew it was something. I'm like, I think maybe my brain passed right over squared and scared.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like that can't be it.
That's all I was banking on. Yes, cha-ching, man, cha-ching. We did it.
Well played.
We did it. But well, I'll still give that a boo though.
Yeah.
All right. And then from there, how do you make a tissue dance? You put a little boogie in it. Classic. I think I saw this on. I was like, what was it? What was that Nickelodeon show? So there's a network that plays. No, it wasn't all that. It was like Camp. We hold you in our hearts, and then like they had that whole theme song. This might have been slightly before your time. You might be a little young.
For me to get it?
Yeah.
No, this is what?
I mean, I'm a little older than you, dude.
Like by what, a year?
A couple of years, yeah. How old are you right now?
30.
34, man. Or going to 34. But that's enough. Like that. This show wasn't like.
That's not that much.
But again, like it's not a show I watched a whole lot. I forget what it's the camp something. I don't know. Anyways,
Maybe.
that's where I first heard this joke. How you make a tissue dance? Put a little boogie in it.
Put a little boogie in it. Yeah, I've heard that one before.
Yeah.
I think I heard that at I think it was it might have been a it was actually no it was a comedy show. Actually, it was a comedy show.
Oh God.
We had it at the Wild Goose Creative.
This should not have appeared at a comedy show for
it wasn't like on stage. It was somebody like they were kind of in the background, and they were just everybody. I think everybody just
that's why
sharing some of like the crazy, like the weirdest jokes or something like that.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I make tissue dance, put a little boogie in it. There you go. Boogie, if you don't know, again, for like you get boogers in your nose, and that's what you need a tissue for. So in case you're unsure of the vocab, so it's like when you need to blow your nose and things like that, you're trying to get the boogers or the boogies. Boogie is also a name for a dance. So it's a pun. It's very punny. I like this one. This is a good pronunciation one. Do you want to try saying it?
How do you think the unthinkable with an iceberg?
I really like this one. So this is a play off of the TH sound, which I'm actually releasing a video on a little bit later. So like that TH, if you're not sure how to make that TH, what you do is you take the tip of your tongue, like right there, and you touch your top front tooth, and you get like the okay. For some people, there can be confusion between a TH sound and an S. So really what this joke is actually saying is it's saying, how do you sink the unsinkable? Kind of like a play on the ship, the Titanic, which sank from an iceberg. Okay. So instead of with an iceberg, it should be with an iceberg. So how do you sink the unsinkable with an iceberg? But the person has a lisp or they're confusing the TH sound. So how do you think the unthinkable with an iceberg? Yeah.
I feel like that would pair well with like you say the initial and like how do you think the unsinkable with an iceberg? And like, well, how do you think the unthinkable with an iceberg?
Yeah, this could be played off. Yeah. I think it could work. Yeah. I think that this works because people get really confused because they hear think the unthinkable. Like, wait, what could that be? It's like then when you say the iceberg, they're like, wait, what? And then they're like, so you don't even realize what's happening for a second. That's the only reason why this joke
even
works.
Now I didn't realize it.
Yeah. Okay. By the way, guys, if you're watching this right now, let us know what joke has been the worst besides the chicken one. And if you have a favorite joke, let us know what that is too. Our next one here. So another very popular style of jokes in American English is someone or something walks into a bar. Super common format. Okay. So here's an example of a bar joke. A sandwich walks into a bar and orders a drink. The bartender says, "Sorry, we don't serve food here." So a couple different plays in case you're unsure what this means. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad.
Yeah, because it's kind of what is it? Curbing your expectations. Because where you were subverting your expectations because like the serve in two different manners when it comes to food. So like, okay, we don't serve food here, then they're not serving food to you. But in this case, it's we don't serve food here, as in like we're not going to serve you because you're food.
Right. Yeah. So typically what it means, like a restaurant serves food. That means that they give food to people, but like a restaurant also serves you, as in it gives you food. So then like it's that play, right? We don't serve food here. That means that we don't give like food or drinks to food. So kind of playing off of that. Thank you, Star Wars. It's almost like the in Seinfeld. Like, you don't serve some certain people and things. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Seinfeld's a solid show. I don't know.
It's such a good show.
Really good
hopefully
show.
we have some Seinfeld fans here.
Salad's got nothing on this mutton.
How would you say this one?
I like A communist joke isn't funny unless everyone gets it.
Perfect. Perfect. Key thing here is, of course, the unless. Playing off of course, communism and everyone getting things.
Yeah.
Stereotypically in communism. Yeah. There's also that play on.
I don't know if it's stereotypically communism as much as it is like exactly the thing.
I'll say the most common association with communism.
You got a stereotype about communism that people just want things.
Right. The reason this works is because of the verb get, which can mean like to obtain, but it can also mean to understand. Like if you get, like if someone says something and you understand what they said, then you can of course say you get it. Okay, so that's the only reason this joke works. Communist joke isn't funny unless everyone gets it. So in terms of stress, so far, I would really stress communist here and everyone. Like a communist joke isn't funny unless everyone gets it. That's personally how I would read that.
Yeah. But I also feel like this joke would be like kind of. I feel like this joke would fit better, like kind of couched inside of like a larger narrative, or like kind of telling a because it's like
you could totally work around it.
Yeah, you could totally like kind of work it in, and then like that way when you say, because I would just stress the everyone, and then that way it's like they understand like that was like the ploy of the joke, and then you'd probably just reverse engineer the rest of the sentence, like because
I think it could work too. That's the jokes and stress and things. Yeah. We have some praise for the 2 squared. Just saying. Just saying. That wasn't even a part of our original plan. Let's see. Next up. All right. How would you read this one?
I got laid off at the calendar factory because I took a day off.
Okay. I got laid off at the calendar factory because I took a day off. Key thing there is especially going to be the day off part, and also calendar. You may want to stress that too, just to make sure your listeners with you. Why does this joke work?
Because I mean, you have I took a day off, and so like the thought of you working at any factory because you took a day off, like and taking a day off, it's like okay, that fits. But then the fact of you working at a calendar factory, where at a calendar factory you're. I mean, I don't know that there are calendar factories. I don't know that those exist. But in the event that there is an entire infrastructure and factory, brick and mortar, that its sole purpose was the creation and making in building of calendars, I would imagine that taking one of the days off of a calendar would be something that would. I mean, unless it's like a leap year situation, but would be subject to firing.
Key phrases you need to know: take a day off, go like you don't report to work for a day. In case you're not familiar with that, take off can also mean though like to remove. Okay, so it's that play. A lot of these are puns, right? You're multiple meanings. Take off meaning to not go to work for a day, but again, also can mean remove. So you take a day off a calendar. That's not going to be good because you're removing a day, and obviously it can get you in trouble. But yes, calendar factories don't work, and that's another reason why this joke kind of works is because like the ridiculousness of a calendar factory. You're like, what? Like that's all you do in 2022 is you just make calendars like that. That sustains you. You can live off of that.
Man.
All right.
If you had a union, you'd just be marching right back in.
Oh God, yeah, that's changes everything. Changes everything. Classic one here. 2 fish were in a tank. One says to the other, "How do you drive this thing?"
I get it. Okay.
You haven't heard that one before?
All right.
No,
I've never heard that before.
Oh man, this one's a classic.
That must have been the same that Nickelodeon show that
It's 3 years ahead of your time. No,
maybe.
Key thing here is tanks. Tank is obviously this thing you can see here. A tank. You put fish in a tank. Tank is also a vehicle used for war purposes. Yeah, so that's kind of where the joke comes
Yeah.
in. It's the pun on tank, because you obviously cannot drive this in its current form.
Yeah. You could have said, "Man, I'm surprised I didn't get transferred to the subdivision." You see,
Just like,
we get there, we start to build.
No. Yeah. Oh, what
I'm
else?
sorry to the people in the chat.
Oh, one thing here, like one says, "How you drive?" I would put a lot of stress on drive if I were saying it. Like, how you drive this thing? One says, "How do you drive this thing?" Emphasis there. This is the only picture of Winnie the Pooh that I could find when I needed it, by the way. This is like the creepiest picture. This is like, what?
Like, why is that the big, like, is he on stage at Coachella?
Why is this so dark? Why is this so moody? Why is he just standing there?
Oh, man, this is very depressing.
Unfortunately, he still looks better in here than he did in that like actual like live action movie they made.
I never got around.
He looked mad creepy.
I never got around to it. I don't want to believe that like bears actually interact with the world like Winnie the Pooh does. Like
that's yeah. How would you read this?
What do Alexander the Great and Winnie the Pooh have in common? Same middle name.
I like same middle name. I like that. I like the way you read that.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like because I feel like the meter that you're reading with is pretty similar for both, because there's both three words. The is in the center. I think the meter that you're reading from is like pretty similar. So there's not a lot of sense stress that I would put for the rest of it. I would just throw it in at the end.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I think it's fair. I'll say it really quick. What do Alexander the Great and Winnie the Pooh have in common? Pause. Same middle name.
I like that.
And then you drop the mic and then you leave.
Yep. And you're not welcome back.
And it gets no. You get some very polite clapping, maybe, or people want your head. Yeah.
I guess. I see.
Maybe if you're lucky. Depends. Might be a tough crowd. I had not seen this one before until I did jokes.
Really?
I'd not heard this one.
I had seen this before. I like it.
Which branch in the military accepts toddlers? The infantry. Key reason why this works is infant, another word for baby. Infantry, a division of the army. So kind of playing off of that, the infantry.
Babies have been classically terrible in the military so
horrible.
Far. I mean,
horrible.
I mean, these guys don't want to cooperate. I mean, they're just, you got to change them every 10 or so minutes. It's just
they don't even make it. Like it's just like it's just it's a mess.
Yeah, they're terrible at the obstacle course with the very exception of climbing under those little wires. Like they're really good at that, and then the rest of the obstacle course is just, it's a mess.
I think the only way you win with them is they're on the swings and people just run in front of them because babies just don't care. They'll just swing right into you. Like they just no care.
Well, you save on equipment because it's just like very little material you have to spend on these guys. So
yeah. Although they can be very effective if you give them megaphones when they have a tantrum.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Though I have seen that be really, really effective. Kind of on the battlefield, people kind of get out there and they just hear baby crying, and then now you hear baby crying, you try to figure out where it's coming from, and by then they've already soiled themselves. So now it's your problem. Now you have this baby to take care of. Yeah, most of our wars have been won by just giving them just children to nurse. Yeah.
That's also what my parents say when they're in town and watching my son. He starts crying. They're like, "No, it's your problem." And then they go out to a restaurant or wherever people do when they don't have to take care of kids anymore.
That's fair.
Black Nightshare is one of their favorites. My wife told me to be more in touch with my feminine side. I crashed the car. Well, that's a good turn.
Wow. That's actually a very bad turn.
In many ways. My God.
And you're still married. You said.
All right. All right. Well, I wasn't expecting that. All right, but thank you. Appreciate it. By the way, if you guys have other jokes that you want to share with us too,
yeah,
we are looking for jokes. The worse, the better. Not very often you can say that. Not very often. Our next one. I have a joke about time travel, but I'm not going to share it. You guys didn't like it.
It's good. It's good because it's playing off the fact that, like, man, is this guy really a time traveler?
Because I'm sure that's what they'll be wondering.
And the joke that I'm hearing right now is like that is a joke, but is that the joke that I didn't like?
Yeah, there are layers to this. There are definitely some layers to this.
What I would advise everybody in the chat and you as well, Jeff, like, make a pact with yourself that, like, if you ever got the technology to travel back in time, then you would travel back in time to right now. Like, and if it has not happened, then you know that we never figured it out in our lifetime.
There's all kinds of I don't know why people would want to travel in time. It sounds very dangerous.
Yeah, because I feel like if you travel back in time and you change something that would prevent you from traveling back in time, then, like, you know.
Well, my stance is that it's already, if you travel back, it's already happened. So you're not really changing anything.
So maybe we did, but what if we did change something which prevented us from traveling back in time?
Like, you change something for your own universe, but for that, I think there's probably multiple universes.
So splintering time streams. Okay, that's fair.
Yep. So, like, in the never mind. This is I'm just gonna end that here. But
I'm Thomas Jefferson from the past. I have never died.
You guys came for horrible jokes. You didn't come for explorations and concept of time.
You didn't come for the truth.
How would you read this one? Her.
Where does the general keep his armies up his sleeveys? All right. I like that.
But of course, naturally, it should be sleeves instead of sleeveys. Sleeveys, like E, a lot of times kids will add like E to things to make them sound cute, or because that's how their parents taught them to make them sound cute, you know?
I like it because it recontextualizes the armies. Now you're not thinking of it like armies. You're like, oh, exactly. Man, somebody's saying like arms really hilariously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and this works because armies obviously has the E sound, so then you can play with that with the sleeveys as well. So it's just pure shenanigans with this joke.
Yeah, or it's just like a pirate's armies. Like R, but like
Oh God.
Armies.
Speaking of bad jokes, Matthias, you know the answer to this one.
Wait, what did the buffalo say when he left for college? Wait, what did the buffalo say to his son when he left for college?
I don't know why buffalo's capitalized, but Oh, you're gonna hate yourself if you don't get this.
I'm gonna hate myself. I can feel it, but I'm gonna lose it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's bison, like bison.
Is that right?
That's no Black Knights, but you can give me my kudos after I get that right. And know it is.
Was it right?
Yeah.
Do we know?
He will respond soon. Hope it. Yeah, I got it. Bam. Gotcha. Thank you for sharing.
All right. Okay, guys.
So what's the difference between a hippo and a Zippo? One is really heavy and the other is a little lighter. So if you don't know what you do need some like
you do have to know like what a Zippo is.
Yeah, okay. A Zippo is and that's why I've included a picture. A Zippo is basically a lighter. It's a fancy lighter. It uses butane maybe, like a little can of butane. It's a little strong lighter, pretty much. You'll see people like who are like you can't just use a regular lighter for your cigarette. You have to use like a Zippo. It's like, all right, it's kind of like overkill on the fire. Yeah. If you're saying this joke, you probably want to give some emphasis to hippo and Zippo. Between a hippo and a Zippo, like something like that. And of course, playing on the weight. Yeah, overall disappointing joke. As we do.
I like it.
It's not bad, but
I think it requires a little bit of context for you to really
kind of know what Zippo is. Yeah,
the way it should.
How would you read this one?
I was wondering why the ball was getting bigger. Then it hit me.
But
like that. Okay.
Yeah, not bad. Playing with some physics and stuff. So like as it gets closer, it gets bigger.
Some concussion comedy.
This is Oh, that's cruel. Joel Embiid just went out with a concussion.
Oh man, yeah, man.
For my NBA fans,
they were up with 30 points with 4 minutes to go, and he was still in the game.
Yeah.
Doc Rivers escaped the possible 3-0, like up 3-0 and losing, escaped that and went right into the
I think
next
they're
series.
still call me crazy. I think they're actually still in the series though. They play Miami usually pretty well.
Crazy.
And I think the last time they played them before without I think Embiid was out last time, and I think they won
before a series. There's no time frame for him to come back. If you were to tell me he's going to be out for 2 games, I'd be like, okay, you guys are down 2 games and you can get back into this thing with Embiid. But without that,
let's see. All I'm saying is let's see,
man.
Let's see. I mean, that doesn't seem to be the big issue. The big issue is that orbital that
you don't know if he needs surgery. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that's your NBA news for tonight. This is one of my wife's favorite jokes. This is her go-to joke. What do you call a fake noodle? An impasta. Playing off of, so obviously a noodle is another word for noodles, like a pasta, and then this is playing off of the word imposter. An imposter means someone who pretends to be something that they are not. Okay, so that's why it's fake. So there's lots of different things here. Fake, playing off of imposter. Noodle, playing off of pasta. Joining those things together, you get this wonderful concoction. What do you call a fake noodle? And impasta. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. There's an al dente joke somewhere out there that I heard before.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I don't know. I can't really remember it, but I just remember
I haven't heard
the punchline being al dente,
and
I appreciate it. Pasta humor, all the carbs, they're nice.
Yeah. How would you read this one?
Why can't you trust atoms? They make up everything.
Perfect. Good.
I like that.
Why does this joke work? Can you explain it really quick?
I mean, again, another subverting expectations. I think that spoken, if you're speaking it, the person might hear atoms, like atom, like people name.
Oh, like multiple people name Adam. Mm-hmm.
So I think that might be the
good work.
If you're just hearing it, but I think if you say if you're reading it, then you just might not know what the punchline is, so that might be it. But the reason why it works is because they make up the idea of making up things is, if somebody's always making something up, then you're probably not going to trust them because they just made that up. But atoms make up everything because everything is composed of atoms. So.
Yeah, so it's that play on trust. Play on trust and make up. So again, make up means like it can mean multiple things. Make up can mean like to just create something that's not true. Make up can also mean like to consist of or to be composed of. And of course, everything is made of atoms that we know of at this time in our knowledge of physics.
That you know of.
Antimatter, man, it's a thing. Antimatter, it's a thing.
Yeah,
it's a thing. Moving on. What are the strongest days of the week? Saturday and Sunday. All the others are weekdays. It's so bad.
But
Okay.
I mean, I because it's like, because doesn't that make those weekends?
It's not a joke. thinking too much. Just let it go. Don't think too much.
That's fair.
Key thing here is, of course, playing on week. The sound on week. WEEK, week, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then week can also be not very strong. Your weekdays, of course, Monday through Friday. Your weekdays are not technically Saturday and Sunday. Those are your weekends, as Matthias has noted. Yes.
I think it's very important that you know.
How would you read this one?
Why should you stand in the corner if you get cold? It's always 90 degrees.
Perfect. Now, I would note to our international audience, this is especially for those of you who, this joke only works really in the US. If you say this in literally like any other country in the world, people are going to be like, wait, what? But in the US, if you're in the US and people are telling jokes, this will work. People will groan and they will understand you. And yeah. Obviously playing off of 90 degrees Fahrenheit is about what, like 30, maybe like 33 degrees Celsius.
Hey.
Oh man, who is this?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm taking a break right now, grading all these tests, which I think kind of is a joke, but you know, I'm just kidding.
I love how you only come in for the math joke.
Nice.
So there was a math joke.
Can you? I'm not sure if you can see the screen.
Yeah.
Granted, we were just talking. This only works in the U.S. But who are you?
Oh, I'm your wife. I think. Am I still your wife?
We were still married. Yes. My wife,
Jeff just had like a very specific form of amnesia that he only got amnesia when he like got on YouTube. It was like, who are you?
You are. Yeah, I'm Jeff's wife or teacher, as many of you know him as. Yeah, we're in adjacent rooms, kind of. Our house is kind of strange, but yeah.
Speaking of wives, look at this other wife.
Hey, Ajane!
Ajane's in the chat.
Is she coming too?
You can hit her up the link if she wants to jump in. But yeah, Kathy is also a math teacher, by the way. So that's why
it is true.
Stats, geometry.
Jeff doesn't believe in statistics, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Yes, no, I don't believe in probability. I think probability is like nonsense.
You like the anti-Max Kellerman?
Is he on ESPN? No,
I think he's still on ESPN, but he's not on First Take anymore.
Because Steven was like, you need to leave. Oh no, sorry, Ajane, my Nightbot sometimes gets a little feisty.
What happened?
She typed something with like all capital letters, and that made my bot was not happy about that.
This is where Skynet eventually
boo the Nightbot. Boo Nightbot. Into specific. Boo that Nightbot.
I wouldn't boo bots, man. I heard like Elon Musk said, like, you know, we're not that far away from like artificial technology. So this booing might be where it starts.
This is facts. Oh, look at this.
And now.
Hey,
Happy! Everyone's checking in today. This is wonderful. Woo. Hello.
Oh my gosh. Hi,
husbands
everyone.
And wives. Yeah. Ajane, can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Can you read that joke?
Yes. Okay. All right. How does the ocean say hello?
How?
It waves.
Of course. Thank you so much, Ajane. Thank you. Again, another horrible joke that you can use to
Terrible.
the delight and torment of others. I like the dramatic pause. That certainly aids to if you're saying this to your friends. How does the ocean say hello? It waves, and then people will maybe throw things at you.
I'm glad that we took a deep dive into that joke.
Oh God, stop it. Stop it. I'm about to take Matthias out of here. I love this one.
Can your viewers see your screen? Like, can they see the answers or no?
Yes.
Yeah, they can see everything.
Okay, so they know the answer.
They know the punchlines. There's no drama. Yeah, there's no drama.
There's no real drama or suspense happening here, okay?
Kathy, can you read this one for me?
Yeah, I love this joke too. Jeff told me this joke a few days ago. What do you call a magic dog? A labracadabrador. So good. It's so good.
That's a great one. This works, of course, because of the play. What do magicians and people who do magic often say? They say abracadabra.
I need a dog. Oh.
They say abracadabra. In English, that's the phrase abracadabra. Another famous thing that like people that do magic do is like if there's like a secret passage or something like that, or there's like a rock blocking a tunnel, then they will say, I don't know why, but they will say open sesame, and the rock will go away. So that's your cultural knowledge for that.
True.
It actually dates back to when they used to keep sesame seed buns inside of the class, and they were just like, I really need those sesame seed buns for this sandwich. Open sesame, and then they would have them. So
or the sesame seeds actually would open the rock too. That could also open.
It's always open sesame. It's never closed sesame.
At a different time.
If you leave it open, it gets stale.
They said it once, and then the magic was gone. So
I have a joke.
Oh snap! Wait, hang on. This is important.
Oh,
Okay.
What's your joke, Ajane?
So, what's Beethoven's favorite fruit?
an apple.
Beethoven's favorite fruit. Hang on.
Bananas.
Matt, you heard me tell him. You ruined my punchline.
That's a good one.
That's a good, that could have made it onto here.
He didn't even do it with the dramatics. You have to really go for it.
Ah, man.
You do have to commit.
I have to go soon. Can I tell my favorite? I don't know if you've already told my favorite joke, but I doubt it because I don't think you like it that much.
Okay.
Okay.
What you got?
Where do generals keep their armies?
I'm sorry.
We already.
Oh.
I'm sorry. But you can tell us again.
In
People
their
have done this
sleeves.
In their what?
In their sleeveys.
And your sleeveys. We literally just called it. Hang on. What was it? Oh,
I know that one.
there it
Impasta.
is. Yeah. Where does the general keep his armies? Up his sleeveys.
I don't get it.
In his sleeveys. It's okay.
I've always learned up.
Hey,
like sleeves, your sleeveys.
Your armies.
Sleeveys, Ajane.
armies.
Your armies, your arms.
Sleeves.
Your arms are in your.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay.
So again, if you're watching this lets you know that hey, not all native speakers know these jokes. You know.
Okay, I have one. Why didn't the broken clock give to charity?
Why didn't the broken clock give to charity? Because it couldn't count.
He was mad. Everybody wanted a handout.
Hand out.
Clock hands. Hand
I get
out.
the.
Broken
I get
clock.
I understand.
Oh no, this joke works, Jeff. Oh no, this joke works, Jeff.
I don't
If armies and sleeveys works.
I don't get the out part. I don't understand the out.
Because there's a broken clock.
Because it's a broken clock.
So the hands are all out.
Is that what you say when the hands aren't working on a clock? Like, oh, the hands are out. Oh, like it's like not like out of service.
Sure.
I'm moving on. I'm moving on.
All right, I have to go. Thanks, Jeff and
Oh.
Matthias.
Bye, Kathy.
Bye,
Thanks,
Kathy. Thanks
Kathy.
for
I don't know
joining
how.
us.
Okay, I'm gonna click this button and say leave studio and hope for the best.
Okay. Bye. I'll remove you too. It's fine.
It's like the
Ooh.
bot removed her first and said,
I have one more and then I'll head out too.
What we got?
Okay. And if you know it, do not ruin my punchline.
Fair.
Why is it inappropriate to make a dad joke if you're not a dad?
I think I actually have that one later, so I will not say it. Matthias, do you know?
I don't know it.
Because it's a faux pas.
That's not the one I was thinking of, but that's also a good one. I like that. I like that. Thank you for joining us, Ajane. You get a golf clap.
Oh, a faux
And,
pas.
yeah,
Did you get it?
Yes.
Oh, gosh. Okay, have fun,
Solid
guys.
effort.
Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you.
Bye.
Bye. Our next joke here. How do you stop a bull from charging? You cancel its credit card. That's actually another way you can make a joke work is you can just embrace the silence. Just like stare. It's another way to make a joke work.
Fair.
Charging, again, like charge a credit card. Yeah. Any other comments about that?
No, I mean that's pretty straightforward. I like it. I feel like it's just if you just say it really nonchalant, then it that's like the like just the way that you said it, like
probably
really
the
works
best.
well because it's
probably the best.
Cancel credit card.
Yeah. It becomes almost like an anti-joke. Yeah, almost. I had not heard this one before. I found it and I liked it.
Where do sharks go on vacation? Finland.
Yeah. Good fins. If you're not sure what fins are like the things that sharks use to swim. You see on the sides.
That's okay.
Look, I'm not.
It's like because I feel like I'm trying to figure out the other tie. I don't go on vacation.
Sharkland wouldn't work, Matthias. It's not a country called Sharkland right now.
Well, there's an amusement park called Sharkland.
I'm not going.
I would not recommend it. It's like a whole bunch of sharks behind the counter, like, yeah, please come to. This is a great place to go on vacation.
I also like this one. What do you call a factory that makes okay products? A satisfactory.
All right.
I thought that was all right.
Okay.
It's yeah, satisfactory, obviously meaning not great. Like it's okay. It's kind of like this joke. It's a satisfactory joke.
It's like all of these jokes.
Yep.
It makes the bare minimum requirement to be a joke.
Qualifies as a joke.
Like this
doesn't make it good
because you said
it's a
it.
joke. Yeah. Let's do a couple more. I don't want to keep you all night, man.
Are you good?
How'd you read this?
A skeleton walks into a bar and says, "Hey bartender, I have one beer and a mop."
Perfect. Again, we have that bar joke.
Okay.
I'll just also reminds me of the Roman. I'm sure you've heard this one before. Remember yourself big. So like a Roman walks into a bar and says, "I'll have 5 beers." No. No.
Okay. Okay.
Judges. Well, like the Roman numeral for 5, maybe anyone. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
5. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
No.
That's right.
Yeah. Yay. Nay.
I got
Yay.
you.
Nay.
I got you.
Yay. Nay. Okay. Key thing. Just quick pronunciation things. Watch out for mop when you say this. Make sure you get your ah sound. I know a lot of people have some more British influences, so instead of more mop, wide open ah.
Yeah. What I like about this joke is it puts almost like a play inside of your mind. Like you get to play out the thing that happens when the skeleton drinks a beer. So it
puts you there.
It gives you like a kind of a fun image.
Mm-hmm. This that you have to make the connection between skeletons and mop. Like, why would you need a mop? Oh yeah, because bones.
He's gonna make a mess.
This is gonna make a mess.
No bones about it.
It's like yeah. Facts.
Oh man.
This is like the ultimate dad joke. Did you get a haircut? No, I got them all cut. This is such a bad joke. You should get hit if you say this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because again, like speaking of haircuts and things like that, so when you're talking about your hair, you know, it's usually not countable when you're talking about your whole hair. Like, this is my hair. Okay. But hair itself can be a count noun. You know, I can take off one hair. Okay, so it kind of depends on context, whether it's a count noun or a non-count noun. Okay. But haircut, you say a haircut, it makes it sound like you're saying a hair, like a single hair cut. Yeah. And then you trying to be punny, you're saying I got them all cut. That's risking violence against yourself.
Yeah.
That joke.
Oh, yeah.
Not
by all means. Well deserved, by the way.
Yeah. In a very same vein. How would you say this?
Oh, man.
Sorry, the jokes get worse and worse. What can I say?
Why can't a nose be 12 inches long? Because then it'd be a foot.
And again, this is based on the empirical measurement system. So all my metric people, I'm sorry, but 12 inches is equal to a foot. But
All right.
Oh, yeah, actually, so that's
There we go.
painful. Yeah. Staying in the vein of horrible jokes, what's a bee use to brush its hair? A honeycomb.
But you don't brush your hair with a comb.
There's issues here. Comb, obviously a tool used for your hair and styling it.
What if you just said do
you
your
make
hair?
these
Because
things.
then that way you don't have to say the brush.
But you need brush because even yes, you're right. But people, when you say brush, and people think of those things. You know, like I think you lose out if you say do. This was the one that I thought Ajane was trying to say.
When does a joke becomes a dad joke? When it becomes apparent. Oh,
apparent meaning clear, but also apparent.
I think I heard that like a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like
It's
long
an
enough
oldie,
ago
but
where it
it's a
still
goodie.
sounds. It feels a little fresh
Hmm.
when I hear it now. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, not a bad joke. You can use this, and people will somewhat respect you still. Yeah, when it comes to parent, you really want to play off parent when you say this. Like a parent, like when it becomes a parent, like I would make a parent pretty stressed. For emphasis. Kind of a joke. A guy shows up late for work. The boss yells, "You should have been here at 8:30." He replies, "Why? What happened at 8:30?" Like, "Oh man, you should have been here at 8:30." Like, why? What happened at 8:30? No? It's a bit of a stretch.
That one's a little bit of a yeah. It's like, I understand the joke. I think it feels less like a dad joke and more like almost like a Homer Simpson-esque.
Yes,
you know what I mean. Like,
I can see
what
it.
happened at 8:30?
Yeah, kind of just playing like the unknowing. Let's do
that guy was
more.
a safety inspector, by the way. Like, that's horrible.
How'd you say this one?
Why was Cinderella so bad at soccer? She kept running away from the ball.
Yeah, not a great joke, but ball here. Ball meaning like obviously like a ball that you would use in football, soccer, whatever. Most sports use balls. Ball can also though mean like a type of dance.
Yeah.
Similar to what Cinderella was at in the fairy tale. And that's why you can see these people dressed up. All right, our last joke for tonight. How'd you read this one?
What do lawyers wear to court? Lawsuits.
But
That's
lawsuits.
fair. I get that. No, that's a pretty easy grasp one. I like that.
All right. So those were our jokes for today. I want to extend a very big thank you to Matthias for joining us today in our live stream, saying some jokes.
Happy to be here, man.
Hopefully, if you didn't laugh, you at least got a smile. And hopefully, if you're new to English or you don't use jokes very often in English, maybe you got one that you can start using in your own speech.
repetitively in your circle of friends that will surely get smaller.
I accept no reliability or responsibility to what happens to your relationships with others. Okay. Ajane says she will be using some of these. Quality control, I would just recommend use the ones that work. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us. We will see you later on. I actually just posted a video talking about TH sounds. Speaking of like the iceberg joke. So if you want to practice your THs with some key techniques, take a look at that. But you guys have a good day, have a good night, a good afternoon, and yeah, take care.